Hey everyone, it's just me. But you knew that, unless you didn't watch last week, which is fine. That's cool too. But it is Tuesday at 5:30. Actually, I think we're early. I think this is the first time we're early. 6 months? It's been 6 months, right?
Wow, yeah.
Time doesn't exist in 2020. Sorry we don't have our fancy intro, so I'm going to riff for a couple seconds to let everyone join in. I apologize. But the carpet here is unbeatleavable. We have beetles on it. Not like the veggie. Beet's a veggie, right? It's a root. So, let's get started. So it's Janine here, Marketing Communications, and always behind the camera, Brandon Pugh. So Alex is on vacation and might be joining us if we're cool and clever. Facebook apparently has a thing where we can have him join in. So stay tuned. He might be joining us from Missouri. So, what we've all been waiting for, the carpet. Oh my Lord in heaven. Guys, when I tell you we came in on Friday after a golf outing just to drink beer and sit on the carpet, I'm not lying. It happened. Look at it. It's gorgeous. We're in love with it. We've laid upon it because it's so pretty. So, let's get real down into the business. Look at it. It's gorgeous. You see how there's a lip? The fact that there's a lip, that it doesn't just continue at this sad level. So you can see it's very thick, it's very plush. But what's really cool is you can like zoom in, Brand. You can see all of these different architectural elements. So we really, from the bare bones up, designed this carpet with a huge help to Dina Murphy with Elevated Edge and Lisa Sharp, obviously with Sharp Architects and Bloomberg Carpet, and all of those people that helped us get this design come to life. Because you see, we've got our beetle, we've got our cobras, lotus flowers, all of those architectural elements that literally we just took snapshots around the building of all of these elements because we've talked about this a lot. We obviously knew we wanted to replace the carpet. The carpet that was here was from 1983, the last time we did a expansion, so it served a good life. We thank it for its service and put it squarely in the dumpster, so thank you, carpet. But we knew we wanted to replace that sad old carpet, but kind of a difficult challenge because you can't really just walk into a Lowe's or a Menards and say, hey, do you have Egyptian Art Deco? And have them like, oh yes, let us pull out the book. So we had to get creative because we knew we wanted it to be historically accurate. We've talked about that a lot through this project, that obviously there's so many design elements that you can find when it comes to concession stands and carpets and tile and doors, but we really wanted to find all these different ways to make it historically accurate or make it what would have or could have been. So with this carpet, we didn't have any original pictures. We've had pictures like in the 40s, 30s of the carpet. It could have been original. Again, it's black and white. We didn't have a tight picture. It's just really kind of like what you're seeing now. Like if you were to just see this view, also couldn't really redesign a carpet from here because you're seeing the gist, but you're not seeing those little details. So we figured instead of trying to recreate from one photo in black and white from potentially that wasn't even the original carpet, let's try to find a way to find a carpet that would have been historically accurate to a 1929 Egyptian Art Deco theater. So we were so excited. Thankfully, there are some great companies, like I said, like Bloomsburg, that all they do is historical carpet. So this carpet is one of a kind. You only find it here. We're pretty excited about it.
I'm going to try and bring Alex on.
Oh, let's see if we can get Alex in. Stand by. Dun, 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 dun. That's our intro song, guys. Can't you tell? Nailing it. Any questions before?
No, just a ton of compliments so far.
Right? I mean, like, pretty stunning. And what's really weird is because if many of you have stayed... Oh, is Alex on? Oh, hello, friend.
Well, hello there.
You can't see. Oh, hold on. We can't hear him. Oh, probably because you're plugged into the headphone jack. Ooh, Alex might have an issue because we're plugged into the headphone jack. So, but then I have the microphone, Alex. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, but now the microphone for me shan't be working.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear her all right?
I can, yes.
So we're showing off our carpet, Alex, and talking about
Oh my goodness, it's so amazing.
behind the carpet.
This is fancy.
Do you have anything to add, Xander of NERAD?
Yeah, even though I'm not there, I've been watching constantly and have loved all the photos you're sending, and I can't wait to come back and see it firsthand.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty logistical. It's logistical. Very much like legit. The logistics were on point. Sorry, I'm trying to get close so they can hear. I'm not trying to be a creeper. I'm trying to make sure that since we don't have the microphone. But yeah, and then we can show off the lovely seams. So we did do a different carpet in the auditorium, which I believe we showed off last week. Oh, that door. Yeah. So you can see there's still this lovely transition. And if you notice, like the background right here picks up into this carpet, and same with the design of the Beetle. It's just a little bit different, but you still have that gorgeous color palette. You still have that same design and aesthetic. So even though there's a seam here, it's very much you're exiting one space and entering another. So we were talking about it when you're looking from the balcony. It just kind of really defines these spaces, which we think just adds to the whole experience of the theater. You look very forested where you're at, Alex.
It is, yeah. It's very tough. I'll show you.
Are there Ewoks there? Are you on Endor, the Forest Moon of Endor?
No, sadly, but it's a nice little reprieve. But I'm certainly excited to be back and see and smell all the carpet.
This smell is very new and clean. It's very exciting.
I think we've been talking about that for over a year, that we couldn't wait until we had that fresh carpet smell.
It's true. The smell of the carpet and the paint, chef's kiss. Pretty tough. But it's more than just carpet to show. So come, follow, join us on the journey.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, and thanks for holding down the fort while I'm gone. But I'll be back this week, and we'll be back, next Tuesday together?
We'll be here next Tuesday at 5:30, just like every week for the past 6 months. Time's irrelevant in 2020.
Yeah, so I'm going to watch the rest of the updates live here with everybody else, and I'll see you guys later this week.
We'll do you proud, good sir. Enjoy your trip.
All righty, bye.
Bye. All right, plug me back in.
Oh, good. He did just go away.
Oh, hold on. And just like that, and surround sound. So join us, won't you? We've talked about these doors for a long time. So this is the entry to our storage, which we so love and are so excited to have. But there'd been a big hole here, and you were like, what kind of doors? Are they going to be, double doors, fire safety doors? Well, we wanted to make sure, again, the historical integrity. So you can see, look at the size compared to So again, we wanted to keep that historical integrity of the look of the door, of having those little architectural elements, the bubbled glass, all of those things that were historically accurate to the theater that we know was originally here, that we wanted to, again, pay homage to, but again, modernize it. Look at how nice and wide, ADA friendly, much more user friendly, and this door will open as well, but it also can lock in place. So that way it's, again, a usable space for us. So that way, this is Brandon's lair where he can be at the hub of all the controls, see what's going on throughout the theater during an event, all that fun stuff. So again, trying to just bring in those architectural elements to make things pretty and cohesive.
What was on this wall?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, literally I had a blank and I was like, a wall? No, that was the door to our basement. It used to slam, maybe ghosts, maybe it was an old door. We can decide. But yeah, this was where you used to walk in and go straight down the stairs. If any of you have been on a flashlight tour where we still did the tunnels, you walk down that rickety staircase. That rickety staircase is no more. Sayonara. We have a very nice new sturdy, again, ADA friendly staircase that will be so nice to bring all of our bag-in-a-boxes down, make our shipments so much easier. And our CO2 will be, so much better. They tap it in from the outside, right, Brian? So before we would have these giant canisters. So shipment days were exciting because you had new product, but then there would just be a plethora of cases of water in CO2 canisters and bag-in-a-boxes everywhere. And now we're going to have it come in nice through here, and our CO2 is piped right in so we don't have to lug these big things down like I did. I was horrible at that. But again, just making, again, the back end of it also very helpful. So not only do the patrons get to enjoy this great, lovely space, it will be such an easier workspace for us when it comes to deliveries, when it comes to restocking concession, when it comes to storage. All of that is just going to be, again, chef's kiss. Questions, concerns, general thoughts?
No questions. Orion loves the sound effects.
Thank you, Orion. I think I communicate a lot between BD and DD. You know what I'm saying, right? Thank you. Thank you,
I
Brand.
think you and I communicate better.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Mary had a very good point that the frosted glass allows you to see if someone is on the other side, so that you're not just coming in and going out.
It does. So you're not just like, whoop-ah, here I come, out the door. Yes, it is very much a dual purpose, historically accurate and user-friendly, so you don't whack someone in the face when you're walking out the door. It still might happen. We might get excited, but we don't have an excuse for it.
Right.
So let's go upstairs, shall we? Da, da, da. So they've not only obviously done the back lobby space, but they've done the staircases. Da, 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 da. So again, unbelievable. But look at how they got the beetles on each of the treads to line up so nicely. Again, when we talk about artistry / wizardry, it's phenomenal the way they got it to, like, they would come in, have the carpet cut, lay it out to make sure they were seeing where it was all going to line, and then glued it down. So they go through this whole process to make sure everything is just so, and just the way they finish some of these edges, just, oh, butter, absolute butter. It looks so, so good. And they have been moving so dang quick for how accurate and just phenomenal of a job they've done. The attention to detail, unbelievable. We're so happy with it because not only do we have this obviously, gracious me, beautiful carpet, but the way that it's been installed is just phenomenal.
Don't mind the Nerf bullets.
Yeah, there was a war. It's fine. We won. We do have the higher ground though. But we also chose the beetle as a different carpet. So you see, obviously this is a very less busy carpet than the one you see in the back lobby spaces. We wanted that intentionally because as you're walking up the stairs, it's a bit more easy to follow the beetles, we found, than having this wild pattern, which could be a little buggy, for lack of a better term.
We are doing just that, aren't we? We're following the beetles.
Exactly. They lead you upwards to the balcony, shall we? Nerf gun bullet. I have to say, that's our bullet, not the green one, so obviously, again, we're the winners. I think Sean and Vic would contest that. But so as you see, it ends right here at this tread and that lovely carpet, not that size. The whole thing is going to stretch. It's amazing. It's a shrinky dink. So then that pattern will pick up at the top and continue through the mezzanine and into the expanded foyer. So all of those lobby spaces are where you're seeing that nice, big, gorgeous pattern that we so love. And then you can see, they did this today. And again, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've never been so excited about a staircase, like multiple staircases.
Mary just commented how she loves that the colors of the carpet pick up in the tiles, which is
really
where we got most of the color inspiration.
Well, and that's what it was. So, I mean, you see this beautiful carpet, you're seeing this end result, but no, like literally it started with 8 paint chips of Dina saying, here's the colors that I'm seeing throughout the theater. And what was a really intentional is you're seeing the blue a lot in the large carpet. So on those lotus flowers, you're really picking up the blue. We did that because in the lobby on that mosaic tile, you see the blue. And then obviously inside the auditorium, you have the lovely blue sky. You have more of those blue tones. And Dina very observantly noted, hey, you're getting kind of more of those taupey, more of those earthy tones, and you're losing that blue that's tied everywhere else in the building. So let's tie that blue back in. So that was very intentional. So yeah, the color choices, absolutely, Mary, you're spot on. Match the tile as well as parts of the auditorium. So yeah, we literally started with just paint chips going, yep, those are the colors we want to use. And now let's go from here when we're designing which elements of the building we want to put into the carpet. So well stated. But let's go see. They've finished the balcony. Oh my goodness. Look at, again, the Beatleys lead you. I'm just, oh. And the seams have been just so crisp. Seamless indeed, Brandon. Crisp. When you're seeing, again, how those aisles match up with the back lobby, how this staircase is then going to go into the mezzanine flow. Oh my goodness. Absolutely adore. So what's really cool, and I really want to show it on the front. Let's go down to the front just because I think it's so neat. So you're seeing the Beatles coming down and how they've tucked it seamlessly under our aisle lights, which was huge. We didn't have to tear any of those up. They were able to easily pull out and then tuck right back under. But what's really, again, a mastery of here, we have a curved balcony and straight beetle lines. So you can see in the center section, the beetles are dead straight, and then they angle because they have this beautiful line of how they got these beetles to line up. So again, it just looks intentional. It looks planned out, which obviously it was, but to see it, you know, executed so well is just warms the heart. And then look at this view, my lord. This is what we were talking about. Of before, you're sometimes kind of lost because you can see the color under the seats, kind of that earthy tone, which was very similar to what the carpet was. And you kind of lost where the seats were. It all kind of blended together and looked as one floor. But now you're really seeing the right, the center, the left. You're getting those nice sections out. And I think it's really amplifying what our auditorium is. Absolutely just, oh. Can you tell we like the carpet? Have we talked about that enough? About how much we love the carpet? But again, I hope.
It's like the frosting of the cake.
It is the frosting of the cake. It is just that perfect cherry on top that, you know, as we've gone along, especially the last 6 months with you guys on these virtual hard hat tours, you know, we've seen some awesome things when you got the tile up, when the bathrooms came together. This truly, the spaces just feel finished because you have all of these beautiful new architectural elements, but when it was on concrete, you're a bit like, I mean, yeah, it looks good. I imagine it's going to look way better, and it does. When you have that final piece, when you have that gorgeous new baseboard that looks exactly like the old one against that gorgeous carpet, oh, it just pops that space, just looks so good. And when you saw the renderings, you know, that we've been sharing over the past year and a half, to see it come to fruition in exactly the way it was supposed to, if not better, is just so satisfying. Warms the heart. Any questions, concerns, general comments?
No, Orion right now is being the best cheerleader. He loves it.
Well, we love you, Orion.
He said, oh, message, my message.
I know, don't they look, seriously, when we first came in, because we were at a golf outing for Safe Passage, shout out, we golfed horribly, but supported them well. And we had been gone most of the day so that we didn't get to see the really dramatic back lobby carpet laid. So when we walked in, I tell you what, guys, there was a moment of like, oh, I'm getting verklempt. Like, oh, get a little frog at the throat. It's very exciting. Because we've talked about this for a really long time, and we hope that you guys have felt that you've come with this journey with us of, you know, the dream of what it's going to look like. And obviously this dream we knew would be a reality one day, but you kind of forget because you get so in the weeds with the decisions and just getting on, you know, we got to get this next thing done so that when you can kind of pause and look and take it all in is just, it's a magical moment.
A certain Alex Nira just asked us how many Beatles were in the carpet.
How many? When we finish counting, you can come back. He's like, good, bye. Hate you. Just kidding.
Lots of Beatles.
There's at least 10, and I'm not wrong. But Brandon pointed out a good thing here. So 1929, let's travel back in time, shall we? We were obviously all there. We know what we're talking about. Engineering laws and rules and regulations were quite different. So if you notice, the beetles in the carpet are straight. The stairs are crooked. There's one more stair on this side or the other side? Alex, comment. There's one more stair. The whole auditorium is a little schwink, a little wonky-do. Again, technical terms for you, Orion. But that's what's been the whole challenge in...
Like how that stuff is 8 inches.
Yeah, the engineering codes. But that's what made this project fun and challenging at the same time, because you honestly didn't know like what we were going to find. We had 6 pages of blueprints from the original architect compared to our seemingly 600 pages. So to find those ways to reverse engineer a building that's 90 years old, it's definitely been a challenge, but our crews have been awesome. They have been so involved in the project. What's been really great, you know, some of them would just be like, hey, I see this here. I don't think that'll make sense for you. Instead of just saying, you know, it's on the drawings, I'm going to do it. They're really buying into this project. I hope they feel as much as we feel that we've gotten to know them, that this project is theirs as much as it is ours, because obviously we're the, you know, stewards of this building. We've talked about that over and over again, but to have workmen and workwomen come in that have just been as bought in as we are is just, again, heartwarming, and we made some good friends. Even though we shoot them with Nerf guns, we still love them.
Last thing, they did a lot of glazing in the...
Let's go see the glazing that Sean and Phil do. So, we've talked about the plaster work. So they come in and obviously do the plastering. They get the lovely, as we talked about, squidgies and swishies. But then not only do they have to do the plastering, they come in with a base coat of paint, and then they do the glaze, and that's what really gets to see those little details to just pop out. You get to see all of those cool elements of the plaster work. And look, brand new. Yeah, da, 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 da. So we don't have the original signs because there weren't original signs up here on the mezzanine level. We do have them on the first floor. But again, to add that ADA signage, add something more clear. But again, I'm trying to make it seem like a sign that should be in the Egyptian theater. I mean, who else is going to have, you know, Egyptian wings, scarabs, and the sun god Ra in a bathroom sign? Yeah, these 6 other Egyptian theaters across the country, but we're the only one east of the Rockies. So yeah, you can see they've just been finishing out. Look at the way they've just smoothed these columns. Again, when we see the carpeting up here, this space has always been kind of ancillary. We obviously use it when we have big sellout shows like the last 2 shows we had, RIP, before COVID, with Chris Jansen and Gaelic Storm. We use this space. We do use our balcony. We do use our mezzanine. But it's always been a little bit of a ancillary space. It had the big lighting that made the ceiling feel low. It was just a little like, yeah, it doesn't have the drama that the auditorium had, that the main lobby had. So again, we're continuing that drama, that architectural flair that you see in all the other parts of the building coming up into this mezzanine. And it's just going to make this space, during shows, feel much more inviting and part of the building. But when we have that expanded foyer that's up in use, if we have meetings up here, they're going to be using this restroom, they're going to be using this space, it will feel like a non-forgotten space, like it's part of the theater just as much as any other part. So we're so excited for this mezzanine. I think we're going to set up desks up here, especially in front of that big picture window, which we're super, super excited about. So any other things that have happened this week? It's starting to get cleaned up. We do have some shout outs for some events. We have our last 815 Live of this event, this series. So we're on week 7 on Thursday. We're having Mark Walters perform. So that is this Thursday at 6 o'clock. We'll probably kick that back off, but we need time to clean this up, guys. We've got an event in 10 days. So and along with that, we're also going to be kicking off our Booze and Spirits tour, which is a rebranding of our flashlight tours. So we have liquor in-house. So obviously we had to name it Booze and Spirits because you're going to have a spirited evening with all of our ghostly guests. So if you haven't gone on that tour before, it's a tour of much like this, me and Alex talking. Alex gives the history. I give some of the ghosty tours, some of the ghost tours we have here. It is a 90-year-old building. There's some cool, creepy history that we like to share, and it's in complete darkness. So maybe not the best tour to take in the ambiance of the new theater unless you have a really powerful flashlight and to take in all the details of it. So that is going to be the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd. So that's the first 4 Fridays at 8 o'clock. Tickets are on sale now. And we have a special one on Halloween night at 9 o'clock till midnight. So normally these tours are 2 hours. That's a 3-hour tour. We won't get lost like Gilligan. And we have a special guest, our medium Sheila. She has been here before. She picked up some weird stuff, guys. Stuff that me and Brandon didn't know about. And we're like, yeah, no, sure, that's a thing. And then we come back to Alex and he's like, yeah, no, that's a thing. So spooky toques. So that's a special high octane booze and spirits tour. And again, those tickets are also on sale right now on our website, egyptiantheater.org, or you can find it on our Facebook page, because obviously, if you're watching this, you found our Facebook page. So we're also going to be announcing some more events on Friday, so stay tuned. But we're in a different world right now. We're going to have to adapt and announce shows differently. But we know that you guys will adapt right along with us. The word of 2020 is a pivot. So we want to figure out ways that we can welcome you guys back in here, especially as it's getting so close to everything looking, I think I've chef's kiss like a million times tonight. But we want to find a way to welcome you guys back in here. We want to find a way to have events. We want to find a way to have you guys in here safely. And we hope that we've done that. I think I printed a million different signages today. So again, if you have any questions, if you really want to know, hey, what is it going to look like for me to come to an event this fall? We're here. We'd love to talk to you about it. We'd love to make sure that you feel comfortable coming to a space that's for entertainment. So with that, we have 2 questions.
A couple comments.
Let's hear it.
So Sue and Michaela have both commented that the Beatles don't directly line up in line with one another, which kind of helps.
Yes, and that is, again, due to the wonky little bit of crookedness of the theater, which you don't realize until you have, something that's super straight and aligned, and then you go, well, this is straight, so why are the Beatles not lined up? It's because the theater's wonky.
Mary, have any of the theater ghosts been active during the remodeling?
Yes.
In the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, actually, they have. During our last Hard Hat tour, we were down in front on the stage, and both me and Alex, there was something moving around on there. I don't know. They haven't been evil. They're never evil, but there's definitely been some movements. We've had, back in January, before COVID times, we had a lot of the construction guys here, and we did a flashlight tour, and some of them had some pretty spooky stories. So I was like, please tell them to me so I can tell them to other people, because I love it. So yeah, we're super excited. It's spooky season. It felt like the perfect time to announce these type of tours, and the fact that we have our own liquor license to make it booze and spirits, super exciting. So that wraps it up for this Hard Hat tour. We'll be back next week, Tuesday at 5:30. I'll be joined with my cohort, Alex. So stay tuned. We'll have more carpet updates. We'll have more paint updates. We'll be getting close. We'll be in the weekend of an event. Pew! Super excited to see you guys, and hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have. We'll see you next time.